Okay, students, I'm going to show you how to complete your registration card. Now, this happens to be the 10th grade or sophomore course selection card. Here's the 11th grade course selection card. You see that they're very similar, but they're specific to those grade levels based on graduation requirements. And then here's the 12th grade senior registration card. So I'm going to go back to the sophomore card because of this basically has all the same things the other cards have when it comes to how to fill this out. So this card is your document. You can tailor it and type into it with your information, and you always have access to it because it is in your Google Drive. So out here at the top, I can go ahead and fill out your name. And this information is mainly so that if you want to print this out to take it home, or if a teacher wants a hard copy of it, you can always just print this out and it has that information on it. So now at this point, I will go ahead and fill out my card. Now, students, just to remind you, these trimester 1, 2, 3 at the top is not related to actual schedule. So if you put a class first trimester or trimester 1, that doesn't mean that you will have that class trimester 1. It simply means that class is one trimester, and I'm just filling in these squares to fill out my classes so that I have a full schedule. So this being the sophomore class or sophomore card, there's pre-populated classes they're required to take, just like with juniors and seniors. And so we have pre-populated this, but you in most cases you have to make a decision even with these pre-populated courses. So for example, for my English 2 requirement for sophomores, I have the choice between English 2 or English 2 honors. So I simply need to remove whichever class I am not going to take. And English 2 is a 2 trimester class, so I need to do that in both sections. And later on, I'll show you where you can get the course numbers. And the course numbers are handy to have in this card because at some point you're going to have to input these courses into Infinite Campus, and it's so much easier to look up the courses by the course number than the name. Health is already in here and it's required for 10th grade sophomores. And then so I need to do the same thing for my other classes that are here. So I'm going to take AP Honors Biology. So I'm going to change that. And then for World Studies, I'm just going to take regular World Studies. So I'm going to delete this information. Now, how do I complete the rest of this card? So down here at the bottom of your card, there is a link for link to course list by department, and then also the traditional program of study. So if I click on the program of study link, it's going to open up a tab with the traditional program of study booklet that we printed in the past, but you simply have an electronic version of this. One thing I will point out is if you scroll down table of contents, if I'm looking for a particular class, let's say I want to take art class. If I go to the table of content here and click art, it'll jump me down to the art section in this book, so it saves you a little time. So course study, of course, gives you the description of the course, any requirement grade wise, if you have to be in a certain grade, and then any kind of prerequisite if there's a prerequisite determined. So make sure you follow those prerequisites as well. The other thing that's at the bottom of this card, which is probably the most useful part when it comes to filling this card out, is this course list by department. So this brings up a Google Sheet that has all the courses in here by department. So if you look down at the bottom, we have the different tabs: art, business, English. So if I click on any of these, so I click on math, this shows me all the math courses, what grades you should be in for those particular math courses, and then what the prerequisites are. Now, the only thing this is really missing from the program of study is the description. So as you're going through this, You need to look at the description to figure out what you need to take. Now, in some cases, you also want to double check and look at uh, the course number over here. So if a course number is shaded with this pinkish color, that means it's multiple trimesters. So if it's not pinkish in color, that means it's a one trimester course. If it's like in this case, this ProStart culinary class, there's a 601A and a 601B. That means it is two trimesters. So let's say, for example, I want to take ProStart culinary as one of my electives. So I follow this across. I'm in 10th grade. There's no prerequisites, so I'm good to go. So I'm going to copy this name and I'm going to go over to my card. This is an elective class. So I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to put it here because it's two trimesters. I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. I can get my course number here. You can either type it or copy and paste it. Go back to my card. 601A. And this will be 601B. And I have my electives. So I simply just go back. Here again, I can go back to the course of study. I can look at descriptions. So I'm going to go through here and I go, oh, I want to go ahead. Last year as a freshman, I had a 2D art class and I want to take the paints and watercoloring class. So I'm going to go back to my course list, go to art. Here's the paint and watercolor class. Here again, it shows that they need to have 2D art. So it's one trimester, so it's not shaded. So I simply copy that, take it back to my registration card. Here's another elective square that I can fill in. Paint watercolors. This has a wild course number that I'm going to copy and paste into my course number. So I would just go through and do that for each of my classes. I need to make sure I select my proper math class, my proper PE class, and then be sure to put that you put alternates in here as well, and then your PE alternate in there as well. 0 hour. So these are classes that you want to take during 0 hour. These are things like Hound Power is offered during 0 hour. Several are music classes like jazz band or 0 hour. So there may be some opportunities for you to do that as well. So you can copy and paste those in the 0 hour section as well. As always, if you have questions about your registration process or what classes you should take, please reach out to the teachers that are knowledgeable about that specific subject, whether it's a core class like math or if it's an elective. Reach out to the instructors in those departments to find out what you should take.